Hey everybody, welcome back to the Change Your Life 20 second at a time series of video. Today we're going to talk a little bit about limiting belief. This is chapter 7. This is a very powerful chapter, so hopefully you got time to listen. And I will ask you to take some notes if you really want to change your life, if you're not happy with one area of your life. So let's get started right away. Chapter 7, limiting belief. Here's something I really like to talk about right here. Stop arguing for your limitation. We all do that, right? Stop arguing for your limitation. I love this title, and it's one of the best ways to bring the subject of this chapter. Limiting belief, self-limiting beliefs, poisonous self-talk. And I know that we all do this. We do that a lot, all of us, and some of us a little bit too much, right? I am pretty sure that everyone who's reading this book knows what a self-limiting belief is, but to make sure we're all on the same page, let's look at it together. According to blog author Andrew Blackman, to put it simply, self-limiting beliefs are assumption or perception that we've got about yourself and about the way the world works. These assumptions are self-limiting because in some way they're holding you back from achieving what you're capable of. Where our limiting belief comes from? Well, some of them comes from our childhood, mom and dad, other from past experience. It might have something to do that with your parents, your grandparents, your sibling, your friends, your teacher, your coaches, ex-spouses said and repeated in your past, and slowly you started believing what they're saying. So I read that pretty fast right here. What it means is your limiting belief may come from a past experience. It could be from a teacher. It could be that somebody told you you're not good in sport when you were 5 years old and you believe it. And at 20, you're not good in sport or public speaking or social media or whatever it is. I give you an example. Perhaps when you were growing up, someone in your family or close to you told you to be quiet every time you wanted to talk or share your opinion. They said you don't make sense or you don't know anything about anything. It might not be surprising that years later, even if you're an expert in your field, that you might still believe that your opinion doesn't count and you may be reluctant to share it, especially in front of large group. Public speaking is one of the fear. When I'm talking to you in this book, it is me. My mother was like that for years and years. Be quiet. Don't distract other people. You don't know what you're talking about. It's just then years later, somebody asks your opinion, and you're like, I don't know. I don't want to share. That's what it is. It's just a belief, and you need to overcome it. And I'm going to give you some techniques and how to overcome your limiting belief later in this book. Limiting beliefs may originate from our life experience. Let me share another personal one with you. When I was a young boy, I delivered newspaper in my new. Sorry, let's start again. When I was a young boy, I delivered newspaper in my neighborhood in Quebec City, Canada. One morning, a big dog, well, big enough to scare me anyway, came from behind, surprised me, and jumped on me. Of course, I got scared, and I started running back home crying. From that day, for many years, I was afraid of dogs. Dogs are mean. Dogs are a threat. Dogs are dangerous. To the point that I am 13 or 14 years old, if I saw a dog coming my way, even a 2 pounds little chihuahua, I will turn around and make a detour. I was really believing that dogs are mean, that if dogs can hurt me at the time. At that time, if you were going to try to convince me that, like some people did, that dogs were not mean, that dogs were friendly, that dogs could be our best friend, I would have told you, you don't understand, you don't know what happened to me. So be aware that you too, to this day, have limiting beliefs that are not true, but you are nevertheless convinced that they are real. Let me say that again. So be aware that you too, to this day, you have limiting beliefs that are not true, but you are nevertheless convinced that they are real. So if I go off subject right here, and I like to give you an exercise, take a piece of paper and write your belief. What do you believe about money? What do you believe about love? What do you believe about success? What do you believe about health? And you'll be surprised sometimes when you write that down and say, where the heck did I get that? Why do I think this way? Why do I really believe that this is what it is? And I'm going to go again a little bit on a tangent. A belief is only a thought you keep thinking. That's not me. That's Abraham Hicks who said that. A belief is only a thought you keep thinking. You want to change your life, change your belief. You can do that 20 seconds at a time. That's what I teach, and that's what I preach day after day to my clients, my friends, and whoever wants to listen to me. Here's another definition. A limiting belief is a false belief that a person acquires due to making an incorrect conclusion about something in life. Let's look at the most popular one. I'm too shy. I'm ugly. I'm not attractive. It's impossible to lose weight and keep it off. People can change permanently. I am not talented enough. I am not smart enough. I have to be extra nice to people so they like me. All the great men and women are taken. I hear that all the time. If I lose my current job, I'm done. I will be homeless. Money is evil. Money is hard to make. Rich or successful people had to cheat or screw people to get on the top, especially in politics. We hear that all the time, right? Going to the gym is painful. You have to pay your dues to get to the top. Really? I'll teach you something different later. Life is inherently frustrating and bad. All marriage fail. Other people can do it because it's easier for them. I am too old. I'm too young to start that. People cannot be trusted. People are out to hurt you. And I like to say blah, 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 blah. Some of you are in business or sales and may think the following. I'm not a natural salesperson. Asking for referral, will I know my prospect? No, my friend, that's your job. I cannot challenge my prospect. Yes, you should. I don't have enough time to X, prospecting, making calls, or whatever. I would seem greedy if I try to upsell. Really? I am a nuisance to my buyers. Running a business is hard. I can't charge more for my product service. This is a tough one for most new business entrepreneur. I can't charge more for my product or service. Well, ask yourself why. I can't make money in a bad economy. I say make your own economy. All the great business opportunities are taken. A small new business cannot compete against a big old business. I'm not smart, experienced, credible enough to talk to C-level executive. I'll tell you what, I know quite a few C-level executive, and most of them are nice and they want to help other people. So don't think that way. The list can go on and on. Starting now, try to eliminate the one listed below. Eliminate may be too big of a word, right? But I want you to be aware of how often you give your attention to one of these beliefs and slowly change your way of thinking. 20 seconds at a time, change your way of thinking. Here's the one I want you to focus on at the beginning. I don't have time, I don't have the skills, I don't have enough money, I don't have experience. Don't say that anymore. I'm just a beginner. I'm just an apprentice. I'm just not good at. I'm not good at networking. I'm not good at public speaking. I'm not good at social media. I'm not good with technology. I'm not good at marketing. I'm not good at public speaking. I'm not good with the time management. And what I hear a lot lately, I just mentioned it, I'm not good with social media. The economy is terrible. So stop looking at what's not working and start working on the solution. Make your own economy. And there's one that we always say, all of us, including me, the guy who's speaking to you, I cannot afford it. This is a tough one, but remember that every time you tell the universe you cannot afford it, something, it will validate your belief every time. Every time you say to the universe, I cannot afford this and this and this, the universe is going to validate it for sure. Too many of us are not living our dream because we're living our fear. That's Les Brown. Several of my clients told me, Denis, I have the right to worry. Denis, you don't understand. My story is different. I lived this. I experienced this. I'm right to worry. Of course you're right. And you probably can justify everything you believe. But remember that no change equals no change. And the first thing you need before deciding to make a change is to be aware. So if I stop right here and say, hey, whatever happened in your life, if you don't change anything, you can expect to be at the same spot 6 months, 6 years from now, right? So if you're not happy with the result you're getting, then you need to change something. And every change starts right here. If you have a limiting belief, then we need to work on this limiting belief. You need to change it. You're not going to be able to change it right away, but I got tips and tricks for you later that is going to help you a little bit every single day. Then the momentum picks up, and years later, you don't believe this anymore. All right, let's go back into writing. This chapter only notices that we all have limiting beliefs, some not listed in this book. If this is the case, please add them up to your list, of course. If you have a limiting belief that I didn't mention, please write it down on your piece of paper. Once you're aware of your self-limiting beliefs, it is time to stop giving them power, and we will demonstrate a few techniques in later chapters. Now, if we talk about power, this is easy. This is what I believe. If I have a thought, if I have a belief, the more I think about my lack, or the more I think about this belief, it gets bigger. The less I think about it, it becomes inactive. So my job as a focus coach, or as a human being, as a manifester, is to focus on what I want to manifest and to give less power to the thing I don't want. Believe, what is it? Like I mentioned before, believe, what is it? If I ask every reader this question, the most answer will be similar but also very different. According to Abraham Hicks, a belief is only a thought you kept thinking. We talked about that before, right? A belief is only a thought you keep thinking. So if you're poor right now, just start thinking about abundance of money or abundance of whatever it is, and abundance will show you in your life. I guarantee you this works 100%. Let's read and repeat this again and again, because when you realize the truth of this statement, you will recognize your absolute power. The power of your belief. A belief is only a thought you keep thinking. Guys, this is a very powerful chapter. I went pretty quick on it. I say go back and listen again. Or if you want to buy this book, you can always go on Amazon and buy a copy of it. This is a very, very important stuff right here. I mean, a belief is very important. You don't want to keep going believing in the bullshit or whatever happened to you before. And if something happens to you 20, 25 years ago, somebody hurts you, stop. That doesn't mean it's real today. So if you want to know more about what I do, go to www.focus180coaching.com and go to the different programs that we have to offer. We have programs that will help you to change your habits, change your belief, especially the 99-day program, very, very powerful. If you would like to become a Focus 180 coach, or if you know anybody who would like to become a coach, you can go on this website or send me an email, send me a DM, or just give me a call or whatever. You communicate with me and I'll tell you what it is all about. So my email, Denis@focus180coaching.com, my website, www.focus180.com. And if you can go to my YouTube channel and subscribe and do a little bit of a commenting, that will help me to get bigger as well. Guys, I gotta go. I'll talk to you to the next video. In the meantime, I'm gonna say the same thing again and again. Stay well and stay focused on what? Stay focused on what you really, 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 really want. Talk to you later.